Well,
Yeah, we are.
yeah, we are now. Hi! You're live. Say, what's up, Tito?
Hey, what's going on, people?
Oh, not much.
Hey
Nobody's
everyone, I actually exist for a change.
Oh, fucking Richard. Okay, so we are here with the beautiful one, Kingdom Comics, with all his sexy pecs. Richard, Drahcir's Comics and Things. And me, Sunshine. Tito, what you got for us? What's up? How you been doing?
Oh, I'm doing good. I'm just, trying to work my YouTube magic over here to figure out how we're doing.
We're doing
Okay.
wonderful. We have
All
four
right.
videos.
Yeah, all is good in Georgia. A little bit cold, rainy, whatever's clever.
The more important, where the fuck you been, Richard? Jesus Christ.
I've been busy with my life.
David got messy last time we was on the channel, so he's suspended for this show.
He's on probation.
He's on timeout. So
Now, Rich is out there looking for aliens and shit.
I wish that's what I was doing.
He probably found some.
My job, like the last 2 weeks, has literally just been watching people dig holes. I can't even dig myself.
Like the movie Holes?
Yep.
So you'd be like the guy on the that'd be like, dig that hole over there, bitch. You're like, you don't have to touch a shovel or nothing.
He's a warden.
I mean, for the most part. Right now I'm just watching construction workers dig and hoping they don't hit a gas line.
Goddamn, cuz. What the fuck are you digging into?
Hey, you know about that wall Trump's working on? Fucking, what do you think Rich is doing?
I know it. Like, I know Freddie's over there trying to get him out real quick.
All right, so what are we doing? What are we talking about now?
Man, what about the Titans, cuz? Why they got Starfire look like a hood rat? This bitch looks crazy.
Look,
They all look bad.
So my positive thinking is hoping that she is in some type of disguise in civilian wear and not actually like in costume.
Have you seen Beast Boy? Beast Boy looks like he went into Walgreens, bought some little temporary hairspray, and sprayed his head.
That show is gonna be trash. that show is gonna suck.
Who's producing that show? Who's the distro on that?
I have no idea.
SpongeBob SquarePants.
It'd be better produced if that were the case.
Yeah, probably. Jesus, that shit looks like a wash.
But what channel though?
I don't even.
Is that a Fox? CW?
FX. It looked like some. Now CW do better shit than that. I think it's FX or some shit.
Well, FX has pretty good quality shows though. Like,
it looks like their production value is going down a little bit on this one. Look, they went to the Halloween store and bought them goddamn costumes.
It would look better if it was a Halloween store. I'm telling you, it was all Walgreens pickups.
Mm.
Oh man, yeah, that was horrible. I wonder what the executive producers were thinking when that photo leaked and got that massive response.
Well, she had that Raggedy Ann and Andy hair on. Why? That shit wasn't even real hair.
I want to know why they think it's a good idea in the first place. Who's in charge of that? And why aren't they fired?
Somebody needs that.
I'm fairly certain they're fired now. I bet you George Perez called them up and said, "What the fuck are you guys doing?"
Unless they're going to CGI like the entire shit, and they're just stand-ins. Like, that's all I could think of.
I mean,
but they ain't got the budget for that. We ain't talking about Game of Thrones. We talking about Titans on fucking FX. Come on.
Are you like? Oh, I can't even talk about it, dude. It's just I'm over here wishful thinking, positive. Cup is half full.
Who all are the Titans on that show? We got Beast Boy, Nightwing, Starfire.
Raven's in it. She looks like she's Hot Topic girl.
Well, I
Raven's
mean,
always been type of emo though. That girl's emo.
Yeah, but she doesn't. She doesn't look emo. She looks like she's wishing she was emo.
yeah,
She's cosplaying an emo kid.
She's emo, but she.
That's what Starfire's doing. She's cosplaying Starfire right now.
Yeah, but Raven looked like she emo, but she listened to Drake, like low key.
Yeah. I mean, maybe they're all actually cosplaying, and that's not any of the actual stars playing the Titans.
It shit is washed, dude. That shit is a wash. Like, no. Who are the other ones though? You got so it's just those 4.
That's all I know of off the top of my head. I kind of just closed it after I saw those pictures. I was done with it.
Like, because unless they got Wonder Girl coming out there looking like slutty 1999 Britney Spears, something got to give, because that show's going to be a wash. I could deal with a 99 Britney Spears, though, for Wonder Girl. Like 2013 Britney Spears? No, not that bald bitch. But 1999 Britney Spears will be all right. Anyways, who's in the chat? We got Jeremy Edwards. We got Symphonic Elk. Longshanks. You know, I didn't even know Longshanks like a celebrity to me. I didn't even know he watched my shit and he comments on my channel. Shout out to Longshanks.
Longshanks just did that Monster Hall.
Yeah, Longshanks is a shit. The Doom 143. That's the doctors in the house. Contender. JLS. J. Rod Ham.
J. Rod Ham, my con brother.
Yeah, I guess he's in here. And I can't scroll up, so. How to whose pet? Longshanks said how to his pecs look. His pecs are immaculate, cuz. You can bounce a penny off him.
If you know what my pecs look like, we have serious issues.
You don't even need to see your pecs to know you're a chiseled god.
Yeah, motherfucker look like Thor's fucking nutsack.
Stupid.
Oh, okay. Let's do it. What about like I did not know Stan Lee's crazy ass daughter was that crazy.
Wait, hold on.
We off the Titans. We fuck the Titans.
No. We're going back. We're gonna put this bitch on reverse.
Why?
So, Jeremy said Damien is on there.
No,
I haven't seen anything about Damien.
Robin does look legit. I'll give them that. Though he doesn't really look like Damien. He looks like another Robin, but
they better not fuck Damien up.
Who plays Damien? And why did I know about that?
Let's just hope Damien ain't in it. Let's just keep it like at least 10.
They used their whole budget on Robin's costume. That's all I know.
Wait, so they're gonna have Damien and Nightwing?
I have no idea.
I don't think Damien's in it.
Something. Ryan Potter is playing Jeremy. I mean, what the fuck is Ryan Potter?
Jeremy's getting far in life right now.
Hey, I would have hope for that fucking show being at least somewhat accurate if Jeremy was in it, because at least he knows about the books.
Oh, I'm tripping. All right. Now we can get off it.
Well, get off of it. What the fuck? I was off of it. I was done. I got to thinking about like Raven listening to Drake, and I was cool. Let's go to his daughter. Like, you didn't tell me all that shit. Like, restraining order against that bitch back in like March, and now she's like got him.
I don't know what the hell you're saying. I don't know if it's my phone acting up or you're acting up.
Yeah, you're kind of dropping out for me too.
Okay, how about now? Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay.
And you're gone again.
So what's up? I am not. Like, I'm waiting on you. Go ahead.
Hey, Rich. So I guess what Sunshine's trying to get at is the whole Stan Lee stuff. And I know TiVo, shout out to TiVo and Lord of the Long Box and all his compadres talked about it. But where does Stan Lee go from now? You know, like there's a lot of accusations. There's a lot of finger pointing. You know, what's the best course for Stan Lee if you were Stan Lee's handler right now?
I mean, I'd just tell him to slow down. I mean, for Christ's sake, you don't need to hit every convention and be there for 12 hours a day.
All right, so let's throw a variable. Let's say this dude is like for some reason in debt. You know, let's hypothetical, or this dude really loves his fans. Would you put stipulations on his cons?
What sort of stipulations are you?
Well, that's what I'm asking you is if he had to attend a con and you are his manager or his, caregiver or his, his legal guardian, what would you say?
I don't know. I feel like you'd have to limit the amount of people that he can see or something. Increase his prices. Create certain windows where he's okay with doing it. Something just to bring down that volume of people. So, force some brakes on the man.
No, and I'm totally with you. Jeremy says Stan Lee does his signing at home like Todd McFarlane. That's one of his things that he would recommend.
That seems great to me.
Now, I was actually thinking about that. What did Longshank say? Did I miss it? Well, I was thinking about that, and people close to him are invested in him. However much money he makes, they get a certain cut, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, does it really matter if he was at home? If he's still signing 5,000 books and there was deadlines involved? Because there has to be deadlines.
Yeah. Well, I feel like people working for him shouldn't be working commission or whatever if that's the case either. They should just be getting a set rate no matter what. That kills
the
all
crazy shit though is these motherfuckers stole his blood and had him write his autograph out in his blood and was selling that shit at a Marvel store.
Yeah, I don't know anything about that.
Yeah, I heard that. That's screwed up.
I'm not worried about the past, so I can't do shit about that.
That was like now. That's still going on. That's like what's going on now.
Longshanks, leeches, yes. Anybody that is with Stan Lee has a vested financial interest in him. So however much money they make. Take the finance out of it. Let's see. So one of the things that I was thinking about, if I was Stan Lee's handler and he had for some reason he had to go and do cons is do 1 hour signings in the morning and in the afternoon. Set up a VIP package, limit to 100 for morning and afternoon. And get them through. If, those 100 people walk in, talk to them, get it signed, and bam, that's it. Now, of course, what that will do is probably work the difference of 2,000 books. So those VIP packages probably will be charging that $500, $600, $700. But, people still get their books signed. He still goes out to the cons, and it's only 100 books he has to sign at a sitting. That's what I would do. If Stan Lee really wanted to, he'll have 2 signings, 100 books. If you really want the book, then you're really going to have to pay that price. Now, in the back end, what that will do is more than likely increase the prices on his signatures on eBay in the secondary market.
Yeah, at least initially.
I think they should leave a man alone because the motherfuckers. If you want his autograph, there's enough of them out there. Like he signed enough shit. I can leave him alone. Like.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's.
You got to factor in that he probably does want to do it to some extent too, though.
Yeah, I don't know. At 95 years, being married, 70 years, and just being home is probably not conducive to his health. I'm sure a lot of, I'm not saying depression, but a lot of blank time is probably not good.
Okay, check this out. This is the most recent news that I was telling you about the blood. That way you're caught up. It's a minute 23 seconds. It's just a little something, and you'll hear it, and then you'll know what we're talking about with the blood shit. Okay.
Dude, I don't care about the blood. I mean,
just listen to it. Let's listen.
Stanley's blood has officially hit store shelves. We got photos from inside the Marvel store on the Vegas Strip. It's being sold as a stamped signature on Black Panther comic books. And with the comic book comes a certificate that it's a hand-stamped signature of Stan Lee using Stan Lee's solvent DNA ink.
So wait a minute. So this blood was the blood that was taken by the business associate who defrauded him with some certificate saying to a nurse he's supposed to have blood withdrawn, and they took the blood and then they took it to Vegas and then they put it in pins. How is it that the police aren't involved in this?
Stan's legal team is getting something together that should be filed very shortly, and they plan on going to the police too.
Does this mean like Stan Lee can go around committing crimes, and if his blood's found at the scene, he's like, oh, it's a comic book?
Anyways, the rest of it's trash, but you get the point. Like, somebody stole his fucking blood and it was for sale in a Marvel store. Like, what the fuck is that shit?
Bunch of vampires.
Right.
I mean, dude got his blood. I mean, what is so cool?
Because, like, how sick is that? They stole his blood and then had him autograph books with it, and he didn't even know he was signing it in his own blood. Like, that's fucking creepy. It'd be one thing if he knew he was signing it in his own blood, but he didn't know he was signing it in his blood. That's like some fucking lost shit right there. It's weird.
Yeah, I have nothing to add to that. It's fucked up.
Yeah, there's nothing really to add.
I was just getting you caught up on the news. What the fuck? But I mean, it's.
I don't really care for the past. There's nothing we can do about the past.
This shit happened like 3 days ago.
Hey, Sunshine, I think you have like a extreme feedback going.
Do I?
Yeah, a little bit.
How's that?
We'll find out when I talk.
Okay.
Nope, it's still there.
How about now?
Whatever you did before you played that video, go back to that setting.
Okay.
Richard.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Think that's better.
No, it's
maybe
not. Sunshine, don't be doing shit on the fly, because you be fucking up.
Now it sounds like there's aliens in the background of Sunshine. So I have to make a trip to Sunshine's house.
Yeah, he mute yourself.
Yeah, Longshanks is right. He accidentally summoned the devil with his phone.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Yeah, Rags, Sunshine be doing some dumb shit, and all of a sudden he fucks it up. All right, so Rich, let's pretend Sunshine's on probation again. So, I mean, would you recommend Stan Lee to go out and do cons? 95 years old, fragile.
I mean, personally, I think he should retire. But if the man wants to do it, they need to limit how he does it. Or he needs to limit how he does it. Something needs to be implemented.
Do you think there should be like a mediator? It's not a call from his caregiver, anybody that has a financial interest in him?
Yeah, I mean, if you're financially invested in him, you're not a unbiased party at that point.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, and it's kind of hard to be like, all right, so Stanley, you are to go here. You know, like who makes that call? And I guess, Tebow was talking about his wife. He was doing majority of his personal affairs, and a lot of it, her hands were in the business side, and all he was doing was just showing up. Yeah, his estate, Rag 718, his estate has a lot to do with the finances and the potential gains that he has. So saying his estate is almost saying like, we don't know that, Rag. I mean, who knows where his mind is at? You saw that video where he was really lethargic. He couldn't spell. So obviously there is something going on in his head that is not all there.
I mean, for all we know, he might just need to take a break. He get back to it after a few months. It's just right now there's an issue.
Oh yeah, you're right. And plus, with all this stress, I'm pretty sure it's probably not beneficial to his health. I mean, dude is 95, and he's just going through a whirlwind of accusations and storms right now. He can't be doing okay. Even with his response. I mean, did you watch that response video he did?
Yeah. Let's just say I didn't really buy it.
Okay, so let's take out his argument, but actually listen to his voice. His voice is a lot. It sounds weak. It sounds like he's struggling to talk. I mean, hell, he even coughed in there. So,
I mean, that's to be expected with his age. It's just what's really happening there.
Yeah. I mean, I have my own thoughts, but I'm trying to. He's missing the sign area. He was not making circles and not signing books, etc.
Yeah, I sent you guys that picture of just the circles on the comic.
Well, I can't say nothing. You fucking seen Daniel Way's signature? That shit is nothing but circles on the comic too. But
or everyone can just stop hunting signatures.
Oh. Nice segue. Nice segue. I like what you did there. So basically, let's recap Stan Lee. Stan Lee needs to take a break and not have somebody who has a vested financial interest partake in his. I don't even know if you can. Who would if they're not a business partner? You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
But his daughter's trying to fuck him over too, though. How do you do that when your family's trying to fuck you over? He should have whooped his daughter's ass a long time ago. That's why you got to whoop your kid's ass. Fuck that little bitch the first time she didn't fucking do her chores and earn that goddamn My Little Pony when she was.
Well, when you grew up with money being thrown at you without any discipline, that comes an issue.
What I'm saying, they should have whooped her fucking ass. That's case in point. Otherwise, your kids will turn into Stanley's daughter. So fuck you. Give a fuck if you rich, poor, whatever. Fuck them up.
Yeah, I mean, you can't do that anymore. People start crying.
Hey, they'll be crying. I know that. Fuck up. I fuck my kids up. They do something wrong. They don't fuck up. I don't have to fuck them.
I don't endorse these actions. These are solely the views of Sunshine.
One good
time.
Hey,
Sunshine, your feedback's coming back.
If you fuck your kids up one good time, you'll never have to do it again.
So now you're going to have to mute yourself again. All right. Rich, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, he muted himself. All right, so you talked about signatures, and I know Sunshine, he's probably going to unmute himself here shortly because he actually brought this up and he wanted to talk about it. Doom says, I agree with Sunshine for once. Yeah. But anyways, so he wanted to talk about speculation, and I'm not really big on speculation because I'm not that smart. I don't have the foresight to see all the cool shit that people see. And here we go. He's back. He unmuted himself. But he wanted to talk about what's a better investment, or I guess speculation, when it comes in terms of signatures versus movie spec. If you had a choice, which one would you go? And I don't know if he broke it down even further to, witness signatures or just raw signatures in general. But what's your thoughts on it?
I mean, if we're talking long term, I think they're both bad. Signatures, my biggest issue with signatures is Sharpies are the standard for signing, and Sharpies aren't archival. They've improved in the last 20 years, but that signature is going to have an effect on that book in about 50 or 60 years. And that's the main reason I don't like them.
Okay, now let me ask you this. Okay, for a person like me, right, who does a lot of signatures and case signatures. Now, you talked about archival and you talked about not good for the book, but let's say all I do is reslab every 7 to 10 years. Every 7 to 10 years, I reslab, but still maintain the same grade.
The problem is there are chemicals in that Sharpie that are going to leach out, regardless of whether or not you're reslabbing it.
Right, but
I mean, if you're collecting for yourself, it doesn't matter.
Right.
But if you're looking for long-term investment, there's a slight problem there.
Okay, now based off I don't know anything about CBCS, so I'm not going to talk about them. But for CGC, when you reslab it, you're not getting it regraded. All you're just getting is a new case for it.
They do evaluate whether or not the grade has changed when that happened. If there's a need for it to be regraded, they will tell you it needs to be regraded.
Huh, interesting. Learned something new just now.
So, I mean, it's good for short-term investment, long-term investment. There's a slight danger there. It might not be a huge problem because they did change their formula about 20 years ago, but it's still going to leach out as time goes on.
So Rag718 says microchamber paper.
That prevents the ink from linking onto the pages, but it's still not going to stop the Sharpie marker from spreading on the cover.
Oh, como que sí hace?
Okay.
So in your opinion, you think both of them suck?
Yeah.
I'm not a speculator in no way, shape, or form. I think it's all stupid. But I've been doing this a while, so if the movie specs was right, then 300 ought to be like $1,000 book, because that fucking movie on its own, just the movie spawned what, a sequel, a whole cult following, and that book's like a $20 book. Come on now. So like, you can't go by movies. Movies are trash.
Hold on, you kind of lost me, dude. Did we just take a left turn?
Movies are going to have an effect long term regardless, because it's creating fans that are going to grow up and remember the movies. I don't think it's going to have as big of an effect in 20 years as it is right now, but I think it's still going to matter.
Oh no, the only book that held value because of a movie is The Crow. Like, that's the only one I could think of.
Yeah, but we've never been in this sort of comic movie age that we're in now. Comic movies existed for a long time, but we're in something completely different now than what's come before.
I just find shit for cheap.
That's how I collect too. I don't really do much speculation. If it's $1, I
can
want
find a Leo Rasputin for $1, well, fuck it, I'm just gonna find it for $1.
Yeah, that's how I collect.
Like, what do you have against like getting your shit personalized though? Like, and like you just want to get it signed and slabbed, and then like that's it. Like if I meet somebody,
if it's for you, it's whatever.
Yeah,
that's fine. If you're throwing the word investment, things change.
I don't know. I don't look at them as an investment.
Yeah, but that's what the discussion was there.
Yeah, so here, I do have raw books. I have like a fuck ton of raw books. And if the word investment, I don't really see me signing it as an investment per se, but it will be easier for me to sell without any question, at least for the signature. The grade, okay, you know, whatever. But if you had a witness signature, it wouldn't be as hard as if you had a raw.
Oh, I completely agree there. It's just I'm my only issue is long term. Short term, it's great for the selling and everything involved.
Now let me ask you this: if CGC was around in 1976 and you were able to get a Jack Kirby signature on a Avengers #4 at a 6.5, who the fuck is blowing up my goddamn phone? And
Probably Dave.
I don't know.
But signatures aren't bad. There is the only way a signature. I would do it the same way archives do it. I would get it in pencil on the first page.
Yeah, if the CGC was around in '76, then the shit wouldn't even be relevant right now. Like, so many people would have a signed slab Jack Kirby signature that it wouldn't even be worth anything anymore. Because that would just mean that comic books were as big as they are now then, for there to necessitate a CGC back then.
Yeah, sorry, I'm getting blown up.
I know, we hear it.
Jesus! All right, hold on.
Put that
Yeah,
on airplane
I'll
mode.
be right back. I'll be right back. Y'all continue talking.
Yeah, but anyway, my beef isn't with signatures. Signatures are fine, but in archives, you write everything with pencil. Pencil isn't going to bleed. It's not going to smear. You might smudge, but it's still going to be readable.
That shit'll fade though, and the acid will wash that shit off.
If you get acid on your book, you're screwed anyway.
Books have acid in it naturally anyway, like that.
Yeah, but pencil's not going to get rid of it, or it won't get rid of the pencil.
I don't know.
I mean, I've worked on documents that have graphite pencil on them that are from the 1800s, so I'm not too worried.
See, I'm not as smart as you, Rich, so I don't know this shit. I just know I want my shit on a ballpoint pen or some shit. I want some ink on that bitch. You know what I'm saying?
Ballpoint pen's not that bad either. It's fine. Pencil's better, but ballpoint's fine.
At least give me a ballpoint. You know what I'm saying? I'm not that smart, Rich. Come on. You know what I'm saying? I'm not. You've heard me talk. I mean, shit. I don't come off as an intelligent man. All right.
Not for a long shot. You're right.
Fuck you.
Hey, so since we are in the topic of signatures, I brought out a book, a yellow label, right? And you know, I started doing signature little box, right? Window bagging, whatever the cool term of today is, because of this. All right. So this is, what is this? Batman #20. It's the 1 in 100 sketch variant. And if you look at this, you have all this blank space, right? Mm-hmm. Here and here. For some reason, Jim Lee or Scott Snyder decided to sign over each other. And I'm thinking, dude, you had all this to work with, all this, and you're just gonna jump right on top of each other to get
that's not a CGC issue. That's a disrespectful issue. I'd slap the shit out of one of them.
Well, I know they're doing it on purpose at that point.
It's just this is the reason why I started bagging, especially when I'm getting multiple signatures. So this shit right here don't happen. Just one on top of the others. I'm like, all this space, and you guys decide to do it right here.
That's why all that space I get personalized. So I get like a like an artist to say, "Hey, Sunshine, keep collecting things and dope shit like that," and then they write, all over the fucking book, and I ain't got to worry about it.
Now let me ask you this, Sunshine. Now that you said that, when was the last time you went to a con and they did that for you?
What's her name? Babs Tar. She did that for me.
How long was that?
Not long. It was back in November.
All right. Now, let me know how much was it? Was it free?
Yeah, they sign your shit for free if you just want it personalized. They don't care.
Okay. All right.
I've never
Go
had
to your
somebody.
next con and let me know if that still holds true.
I've never had somebody when I say I want something personalized that they'll tell me like they're gonna charge me, because if you get it personalized, they know you're not gonna resell it.
Okay.
I'm just saying that's never happened, but it could now. But it's never happened in the past. Mostly they're flattered and they'll just sign it any damn way, because it's not very often that people come up to them and ask for this shit personalized.
Okay. All right. You just let me know.
You okay?
Dude,
Okay.
look, I told you I don't want to talk about this until after MegaCon.
Well, we gonna go to Atlanta. I'll show you how they are. I'll go up to Adam Hughes, like, hey dog, put that AH over there with a little Sunshine, collect things, and we'll see what's up. Look, if I'm gonna pay this motherfucker $200 for an autograph, he gonna write more than 2 letters on that bitch. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
First of all, if you're paying $200 for an autograph by Adam Hughes, then you just go ahead and give me some money. Let me boss.
Hold up. How much did you pay to get Ben Affleck?
Motherfucker, I didn't get no Ben Affleck to sign anything.
But how much did you pay to stand next to him for 2 seconds and snap a picture with him?
I didn't take a picture with Ben Affleck.
But your daughter did, right?
Nobody did.
Oh, well, somebody paid money for it. People would pay $250 to take a picture with that motherfucker. That ain't worth. If you have the nerve in your life to charge somebody $250 to stand next to them and smile for 2 seconds, you need your ass whooped. Fuck Ben Affleck. Charge too.
Hold on. We're taking a right. We gotta go back left. All right. We gotta go back left. So, Richard,
why are you trying to keep this thing on track? Like, we can go off rails and come back.
Richard, if you had to choose, if your life depended on it, all right, because I got to be like really detailish with you, because you give me a big ass novel. If you had to choose, damn, dude, relax, just relax a little bit, all right, just a tad. If you had to choose movie specking or signature specking, which one would you choose and why?
Signature, because I can get it done the way I know it'll last.
You get into the science of shit, talking about pencils and it's got to be number 2 lead and shit. I don't know. I'm not that smart. He make me feel stupid. I don't even want to answer the question now. Either way, he don't sell me on the shit, so I don't know what I'm gonna say. Hell, fuck it. I just want to collect comic, but I'm gonna collect Scooby fucking Doo from now on.
So me personally, I would do signatures too, because I have to look to the past. You know, if you go back and you look at, and I'm not saying the signatures that I have now will equal some of the older signatures, but if you go back and you look at some of the dead folks, and I hate to say it like that, but some of the folks that are not living anymore, and their raw signatures, what they go for, you know, signatures would have to be the way to go.
I think a lot of it also depends on who the signature is from, though.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying is, you know, fucking.
And let's segue into that real quick. What about actors' signatures on comic books over the artists? Why are people charging so goddamn much for the? I mean, I know, like, obviously it's $250 for Ben Affleck's fucking signature. But let's say
if it's a photo variant, I'm all for it.
But what if Ben Affleck's like in a sex scandal? You know, because that happens occasionally in Hollywood, and then
the book will be worth more.
It'll be worth more or less, like
more.
Yeah, it'll be worth more.
Well, O.J. Simpson killed his wife and his shit dropped, son. He had to steal his own shit back.
Dude, you're talking about sex scandals versus murder.
Yeah, that's kind of a big difference.
Okay,
Banging somebody and killing somebody is like way off the spectrum there.
Well, if you rape a chick and you murder a chick, it's like the same to me. Like you're still disrespectful as fuck.
Wait, what?
Like raping a chick and murdering a chick is like
okay.
When I heard sex scandal, that's not what I went to. But
yeah, neither did I.
I don't know. What are they doing to him? I don't know. I don't watch TMZ.
I don't know. Obviously, you didn't hear him too bad. His shit was sold out.
I'm not saying he did it. I'm just saying, like, what if he did? Like, does that autograph go up or down? Like,
I don't know. You're talking speculating. I have no idea.
That's what I'm asking. I don't know. I don't speculate.
Who knows? I mean, as long as this dude's still making movies and making $20 million paydays, and
I'm sure as long as he's relevant, it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Thanks for making me look stupid, Richard. I guess I could have said that too, right?
I was waiting on it. See, he do that shit. He make you look dumb. That's why I can't fuck with him.
It's fine. I only make an appearance like every 6 shows anyway.
I know, and I will never direct a question at you either.
So, okay, now to answer your question as far as autographs, celebrity autographs on comic books,
that's kind of stupid, ain't it? Like, why would you do that?
Well, like Rich said, if you're doing a photo variant, then I don't think it's stupid at all.
That's the only time I like a celebrity autograph on a comic book, is if it's a photo variant.
I mean, if you go into eBay, what's it called? End sales or whatever it's called, completed sales, and you look up, some of their autographs. Actually, Ezra Miller, his shit was super cheap. Like, I want to say, because it went up in auction, and I honestly want to say it was like $150. And that is lower from what I remember of actually purchasing the autograph ticket. Now, you talk about Gal Gadot, you talk about Kate Beckinsale, you talk about, I hate to be sexist, but, the finer looking females, those books typically go for a lot higher than male books.
And Ezra Miller, you could probably just go to a Starbucks in Riverside, California, and find that motherfucker sitting there reading a paper and get his autograph. It's like,
I don't stalk him like you do, dude. I have no idea.
I'm not stalking him. I'm just saying he's probably easy autograph to get. I don't see him as like hiding out somewhere from paparazzi like Ezra fucking Miller. Who gives a shit?
Well, yeah, sure.
Yeah,
but I'm just saying it I guess it's actually who it's being signed, and from what I've seen, it's always been like the cuter female, and that sounds sexist as hell. But if you go by eBay sales, it kind of justifies me saying it.
It makes me want to say something else, but I know you want to wait till after WonderCon or whatever the fuck to talk about that, and I'm biting my tongue not saying the shit, so I'm just
yeah, you can say whatever you want. I don't have to respond to it.
Yeah, you would, because it would start some shit.
Trust me. Anyways, yeah, so I don't know. I know who was
the show we have after your MegaCon, when we start talking about that shit, that show's gonna be lit because we're gonna go off. And fuck Rob Liefeld. Fuck that motherfucker too with a 10-inch rubber dick. Oh, no foot drawing ass.
Dude, I'll be more than happy. He has about that much. Where's my camera? About that much of my say after MegaCon, because he's actually going to be there. But
okay, let's have this discussion. Who the fuck thinks he actually invented Deadpool? The motherfucker just pulled out some tracing paper, got a picture of Deadshot, Deathstroke, put them together. To me, you gotta create the personality to make the character. He didn't give Deadpool no personality. Rob Liefeld's trash. Rob Liefeld's trash. I don't like it, motherfucker.
No, you're right. While Liefeld created the character, he didn't make the character to what we know today. You want to talk about how fourth wall breaking, sarcasm, you got to look at Daniel Way and his run to truly, I guess, appreciate, Deadpool's personality.
Like, he's so trash. Like, he has to, like, copy his own character. Like, Bloodshot or Bloodsport. Whatever the fuck that guy's name was he created to try to imitate Deadpool.
I just have a problem with his ego.
That's from the cocaine use. That's all that is.
Well, I will co-sign. Look, I know we talked a little bit about this on the off air, but if you go back in history, Rob Liefeld in, Cable, Rob Liefeld in Domino, Rob Liefeld in Deadpool, he pretty much gave up on those characters for 10 years, 10 to 15 years.
Yeah, he only tried to jump on it when they got popular again.
Yeah, and then he started going back to it when they got popular, and it wasn't because of Liefeld's doing. Liefeld had absolutely nothing to do with it. He might have thrown a couple of band covers every once in a while, but when was the last time? Wait, what did he do? He did Deadpool Blood Money. I think that's
Maximum Universe. That's all we need to say. The Maximum Universe. That's a trash ass fucking universe. Hold up, the great legend of Hazeldown. Shout outs. What's up? How y'all doing?
Hey, what's going on?
Hey guys.
Yeah, so I mean, one thing, if you pay attention to Rob Liefeld's Instagram, and I know Rich, you pretty much blocked his ass.
Yeah, I had nothing nice to say about Rob Liefeld.
Rob Liefeld on his bio, it's funny how he evolves. A couple years ago, it said creator of Deadpool. Then, a few years ago, it was creator of Deadpool and Cable. Then, after Deadpool 2 was announced in Domino, then it was, Deadpool, Cable, Domino. And then the whole X-Force thing came about. And then he plugged in X-Force 2. And now his newest creation that he put in his bio was Hawk and Dove.
This motherfucker didn't create no Hawk and Dove. This copying motherfucker. I can't stand Rob Liefeld, old dope head ass. Fucking. Ugh.
He's gonna run out of space in that bio of his.
Well, I'm saying he is. You think Neil Adams is bad? This dude takes Neil Adams to school. I'm sorry. I mean, Neil Adams. Now, I'm talking about 2 years ago. I don't know if his prices has changed, but Neil Adams for a photo was $20. This motherfucker, Rob Liefeld, was charging $40 last weekend for a selfie. Now,
well, he was an underwear model, though, remember? Yeah. A motherfucking artist underwear model. But who really knows? There's a 5% of the population maybe know who Rob Liefeld is. The other 95.
Well, and this is where I'm getting at. Rob Liefeld could give two shits about the comic book industry, the comic book fans. Rob Liefeld, he is going after everybody else because, as most of us know, the comic book community is about this big versus the movie, the cinematic universe, the fans of those movies. He's bringing those fuckers in who really don't know too much about the comic book characters themselves, and is getting trying to get to that Ben Affleck signature. Trying to get to that Ben Affleck photo op. He don't care about the comic book community. He cares about everybody else that brings him way more money. Hence why he's charging $40 for a selfie when last year at Alamo City it was free.
You know what's funny though? You remember how we was talking the other day how everybody's art progresses over the years? We had that trash ass Greg Land cover from Nightwing, but his art is so fucking badass now. Rob Liefeld has never progressed, cuz that shit is the same. I think
Rob Liefeld, and I think he does that on purpose because that's what he's known for. You know, the blocky cheeks, the blocky cheeks.
I mean, he thinks he's iconic.
You know, so he just you talking about an elitist, a narcissistic little fuck? That is Rob Liefeld. Now, what I will give him is he is personable. You can talk to him. He's super cool. You know, but in my head, being pessimist, that's all because of financial stature. You know, he has to have that good PR to be able to charge more money. You know,
I think you just don't know no better because he looked like Corgi. I mean, motherfucker's stupid as shit. I don't like him. I can't stand him.
Why?
Something about him. I don't know. He always seemed like an asshole to me.
Have you met him
once? Yeah, I met him once, like a long time ago. This was when he was doing his underwear shit. He was all kind of asshole back then. I met him and Todd McFarlane, and when McFarlane is the nicer of the two, you know that dude's a wash. Because McFarlane's a conceited motherfucker. McFarlane is a conceited motherfucker, but he didn't have shit on Rob Liefeld. Rob Liefeld walking around there in some fucking Wrangler jeans and shit like his goddamn shit don't stink. Give a fuck. Like, I can't stand him. I just don't like him.
Liefeld.
And he always sniffing like he just did a whole line of coke or something. Just sniffing. Always sniffing something. That motherfucker got no nostrils.
If Liefeld started
one-on-one
shouting out... Go ahead.
You go ahead, Rich.
If Liefeld started shouting out some of the other creators for these people that he takes credit for, he'd redeem himself so much in my eyes. It's just the fact that he takes complete control of it and acts like it's all his doing that kills it for me.
Well, yeah, like the other day, he climbed up out of his rock and fucking said something about the Stan Lee situation, like he gives a fuck. But since it's the cool thing to talk about, he's going to say something. Like, he's trash. I don't like him. Like, if he gave a shit about Stan Lee, he should have said something months ago. Why is he just now saying something? Because everybody else is. It's like, fuck him.
I don't know. Rob Liefeld, on a one-on-one basis, he's a cool guy. I will give him that. He's really personable. But I think he does that because he's trying to get more money. I'm sorry. I just watching him progress the way he has and trying to brand his name everywhere.
I think if he gets $40 for a selfie, I should at least get like $1.50.
Yeah. Jeremy was offering Tito $4 for selfies.
Tito $4 all day. Legends 10. Legends he's getting 10. If Liefeld's getting 40, Legends getting 10. Tito, you're getting 4. David's getting like 50 cents. He's paying people to take selfies with him because he's creepy like that. Richard, nobody knows what the fuck he looks like, so we just got to guess on him. You take a
picture of Richard, it automatically like deletes itself.
Yeah,
it's gone. Even though my face is all over the screen when we do these live conversations.
Like when I first invited you tonight, you put your little thumb over the camera like I'm gonna say something. Like it was just me, dude. Like what the fuck?
That's fine.
Richard's like, not today. Almost got me.
Look, one day I was talking to him and showing him books, and I saw his knee. Like he had his knee pointed. Like the whole conversation, I was looking at his knee. He has some pretty knees, I'll tell you that.
Oh man! Hey, hold up. What was the last thing, Rich? What did you want to talk about?
Mine's kind of more broad strokes about collecting in general. But I've heard people say things like, when I get this book, I get that book. I'm done collecting. I've hit that spot. And to me, that's a completely alien way of thinking because I see no real end to my collecting. As long as I can find things, I'm going to keep collecting. And even if I slow down collecting, I'm still a collector. So I don't know. What's your guys' thoughts on, the end of your collection? Is there an end to your collection? Is there an end to your collecting?
It's an addiction. Cause like I got one of them big books that everybody says, "Oh, I'd quit collecting if I had that," but you don't. It's a fucking myth. You think
So
you will?
hold on. You talking about everybody else likes that book. Did you think like that before you had that book?
Yes, I got really lucky when I got that book.
So when you got that book, tell me, were you like, okay, I'm done?
Fuck no, that made me want to get the whole goddamn collection. I said, fuck that. I said, if I can get the first 16, then I might as well get the other 713. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you hear David say it all the time. Oh, I get this book, then I'm done collecting. And then
That's what I'm saying. Like, why?
next week
why?
he's got 6 new books to show us.
But it only fuels the fire when you get that. When you get that big ass like that Grail book, it's like, well, let's get another one.
Okay, so I think for me, let's say I have like money falling out of fucking trees. Or actually, let's take that back. Let's say I don't have money falling off the trees, and I'm saving, and I'm saving, and I buy a Batman or Detective Comics 27 or 31, one of those two. And I got it in my hand. I spent fucking $250,000, $400,000 on this book. I could probably say I'm done because I'll be broke as shit. I ain't got no more money to give out. You know?
Yeah, but if you find it like the way we afford things, like at a yard sale, like I did, or some shit like
And
that.
my way of thinking too is if you buy a book, you're buying it responsibly. You're not putting yourself into a bad situation by buying that book.
Like, you're not giving your kids up for human trafficking to buy a fucking book. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I would. Fuck them.
No, you would.
See, that's why I don't have kids.
It would have to. It would have to be a detective.
Hey, I'll play the little one super quick because she got that Jeff Goldblum picture and I didn't.
That's so wrong. You know, she might be watching this right now. Like, damn, Dad, that's fucked up.
No, she if she's watching this, she'd be like, "My dad's an idiot."
Yeah.
And turns this shit clean off.
All right, wait till I see that. Wait till he gets my Christmas list this year, motherfucker.
But I would say this: if I got a book that I've been really looking for and saving up, I probably would go out hunting less.
But would you still hunt? Would you consider yourself done collecting?
I'll still hunt, but I wouldn't be hunting as much. Like there's a certain level of fulfillment that I got because of that book. And to be quite honest with you, I really don't have a book that I would retire on.
I don't either. That might be part of why it's hard for me to, I guess, think about that.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, yeah, me too. I've always had that thought: if they made one, they made two. So I'll find it. It's just going to take me a little bit longer. But I don't know what that book is. I mean, whether it be a Detective Comics 27, 31, or Batman 1.
I guess if I finished my Batman run, Volume 1, and then all the way up to current, and then I got Detective 27, I'd probably be done with Batman, but I wouldn't be done with collecting. Like, where do you go after that? You know what I mean?
I guess part of it's also because the way I collect, I just pick up what I find. It's not like I'm actively looking for things very often. I mean, I have my list, but they're always just guidelines. It's more about just what I can find.
Yeah, I'm the same way too. You know, I look on a wall or I go through the back issues. I'm not looking for a specific issue. I go through specific titles to see what I can find, but for the most part, I just dig, and whatever happens, happens.
That's what I do now, because I can't. It's hard to find like books I actually need, and then so I just look for shit. And whenever you're actually looking for something, you ain't never gonna find it. It's when you don't look for it, it's when you find it.
Or you find it after you already bought it.
Yeah, like that fucking Batgirl book. I looked for that shit 3 years. David sends me a copy a week later. I find it for $1.
What Batgirl book?
Number 13, 12, whichever that one.
Dark Germ one.
Yeah. I had that shit when it first came out, and it wasn't nothing. Like, I don't know what the fuck I did with it. Then when it got hot, I couldn't find it, like, ever.
Well, you're not supposed to find it when it's hot.
Well, yeah, but a week after he sends it to me, I find shit. Like,
But I think that's just the nature of the beast. That always happens to me.
all the time.
All right, so are we done? Can we go? I'm down to like 3%.
I guess so, motherfucker. Why didn't you charge your phone?
What's charged?
You don't never had no charged phone. I'm gonna send you my old phone. I just upgraded mine. I got this beautiful Galaxy S9. This motherfucker pretty. I'll send you my 7. You want it? You can have it.
Yeah, I'm good. I don't even know what the fuck I have anymore.
The battery will stay on longer than yours. I promise you that.
All right, so.
All right.
Yeah, I think we're done then.
Yeah, we're.
If we're talking about giving each other phones, I think we're pretty much done.
We might let, if David straightens his ass up, we might let him back on the next show. But he's got to quit being so messy, because he's messy. He got on here on his period last time. You know what I'm saying? I can talk shit because he talked shit that whole show about me. Anyways. Yeah, I want to say goodbye, and then I'll say goodbye. We'll sign this shit out.
Take care, everyone.
All right, later.
That was weak as fuck. Y'all have a wonderful night. Thank y'all for coming out. God bless you. Good night.